Yukendoit's Further Adventures in Japan.
Thank God for AC. Because it's a real hot one today. Hello all you wonderful people and greetings from 7-7 Day. That's the 7th day of July. And it's a rather special day here in Japan. But remember, every day is a gift. That's why we call it the present. Today's the day that a princess and a cow farmer meet. The Japanese call this day Tanabata, and the legend that takes place on this day would make Carl Sagan blush. But to properly tell you this story, we must leave the atmosphere of this planet.
The story goes like this. There is a beautiful princess named Orihime that sits next to the Milky Way galaxy. In this story, the Milky Way galaxy is much like a river. She is a weaver. It is her job to make beautiful dresses. But she works so hard that she can't meet anybody. She can't find anyone to marry. So she goes to her father, who is the embodiment of the universe, and says, Dad, 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 I can't find anyone to love. I work so hard. And her father, in his infinite wisdom, says, oh, there goes Hikobashi. He's a cow herder. It's his job to work with cows. He would be perfect for you. And against all odds, they fell in love. Instantly, they didn't want to be apart from each other. They got married and they spent all their time together, negating their jobs. His cows went everywhere and she stopped making the dresses. Her father, the universe, saw this, all these cows and no dresses for him. He got very upset and said, no, you must separate. And she cried so much. She cried and went back to work, sitting next to the Milky Way galaxy, weaving clothes. And she eventually went to her father and said, I work so hard. I love this man. Can I at least see him one more time? And the universe felt a little sad and said, you know what? You can see him once a year on July 7th. That is the only time that you can meet. So now every July 7th, they meet. It's kind of romantic.
And welcome back to Earth. Yes, today is the day that the galactic odd couple gets to see each other for the one time a year. And Osaka celebrates this day by turning the Yodogawa River into the Milky Way galaxy, so those two lovers can feel right at home. Right now, I'm actually on an island park a little south of Omeda that is surrounded by the Yodogawa River. If you can understand the Japanese and see the buoys that are right here, you can start to realize they're about to put things in the water. They have illuminated bulbs that they'll drop in the water that are supposed to simulate stars. It feels like I'm a police state right now with this loud speaking. Speaking of balls, here's those LED balls they're going to put in the water. They're just lined up right here. So this day really does come from Chinese folklore, but it was brought over here to Japan. A lot of things are based in Chinese folklore and then kind of changed to Japan. I would say like the Greeks and the Romans, and just like the Egyptians and the Christians, but that's neither here nor there. One thing I didn't mention in the story is that if it rains, the Milky Way will be flooded, and they won't be able to see each other on that one day a year. So they have to wait till the next year to meet. Thankfully this year it looks like the weather's gonna hold up. And as the sun sets over the Osaka skyline, they are getting ready to start launching some balls into the water. I'm told that this is romantic. I'm not quite sure. Also, that shoots water out of it. So if it's windy, it's coming right on me. Up, they're setting up. Billions and billions of stars. What the heck was that? Was fish. They call those fish mullets in America. They're trying to clean out their gills. Somewhere out there, there's an astrophysicist weeping a tear. Carl Sagan and Neil deGrasse Tyson would be proud. This is definitely a romantic event. That's why I'm happy I'm here by myself. This is a pretty unique celebration and a very, very unique day. But there's more. You know, they say space is never ending, but that's where it ends here. They just collect the stars up and use them next year. Is that how the universe works? And to find that next thing, we have to go back to the trains. And bam, we're in Tennoji, right next to the largest building in Japan, and apparently the largest minion. Now, this may be an advertisement for an American movie, but they have something Japanese right in front of it. This is a bamboo tree with wishes on it. For Tanabata, you put your wishes on the bamboo tree, and if the two heavenly bodies meet, well, guess what? Your wish comes true too. But if they don't, sorry, your wish is bupkis. And now we're heading to one of the oldest temples built in Japan, built in the year 500. If you just head down this way and past the big love hotels, you can find the temple that we're looking for, Shin Tennoji. Shin Tennoji is a very, very old temple, one of the oldest in Japan. And it's in the middle of nowhere in the city. It just like literally just stands out like a sore thumb. It's like, oh, we got building, building, building. Oh, there's the temple right there. And this is the entrance to Tennoji. While by the river, they only simulated the Milky Way galaxy. Here it floats above your head. Ooh, ah. And you know, no temple would be complete without fidget spinners, or hand spinner, as they call it here. And this is what Japanese hand spinners or fidget spinners look like in Japan. Oh, you find out what you get. It's a mystery. Now, normally this is a sacred temple, but today it's a place of commerce and celebration of the meeting of two heavenly beings. Up here, everyone's kind of taking their time and they're slowing down because right there, that's the embodiment of the Milky Way galaxy. So right now we are in the Milky Way, where those two heavenly lovers would meet and see each other for that one day that they can meet for 1 year. And on the sides there are bamboo trees that you can put your wishes for the year, so that you hope they come true. Scooby-Doo-Dooby-Doo. This is actually reminding me of Stanley Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut. You know, where Nicole Kidman's dancing with that guy, and it's just really awkward and kind of creepy. I think Kubrick was a genius. I am not as good as a director as him. I feel like I'm in some artsy-fartsy movie right now. It was called Fartsy Artsy. And this is such an interesting celebration. It's so like touristy, but it's like a pilgrimage too. So it's half religion, half tourist trap. Because everyone came just to see this. It's amazing. And now we're heading into the Buddhist temple. He basically said, watch your step. But as this is a temple, there are a lot of people celebrating their religion here. And they made their own little Milky Way galaxy with candles. It's hard to imagine, but there's supposed to be a tiny galaxy right over there on this finely graded rock. You know, in the movies when you see the monks and they're grading rock, this is what this is. My God, it must be really taxing. But I guess it's one way to find one's inner self every day, day after day. Don't step on the rocks. Man, what an interesting and unique festival. I've never seen anything like it. A lot of people came out in droves to see those stars being thrown into the river. Also, a lot of people came out just to go underneath a Milky Way. But it is kind of a romantic holiday, so I can understand. Have you ever heard about this? Did you learn anything? If you did, please leave a like. And as I always say, you can do it. I can do it. We can all do it. You guys stay groovy and have a wonderful day. Peace.